What's going on, guys? How are ya? And today we'll be talking about a movie. Yes, it's been 10 years since I've talked about a movie, but today we'll be reviewing Hardcore Henry. Now, Hardcore Henry is directed by, I'm not saying his name because I'm horrifically gonna fail, but you guys can find him on imdb.com or the app, and you can also find the entire cast at IMDb, or I can leave it down in the description. But let's get right into Hardcore Henry. Now, Hardcore Henry is a movie, and it is in first person. Now, you're probably like, what? But yes, this movie is in first person, so you see everything the character Henry sees, and it's pretty much like a first person shooter game. But I enjoyed this movie. So it starts off where they're in where Henry is in a facility and stuff like that, and he's a robot, and he's getting like put his robotic leg and stuff like that. That's really all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go further because I don't wanna spoil plot details, but that's pretty much how it starts off. But this movie is one of those movies that I just liked. I've played a number of first-person shooter games in my time, and this movie was good. So I'm just going to talk about the story. The story was simple. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't below. It was just there, and it was simple. There's nothing that it had to overachieve. It was simple. You didn't need to know a lot about anything in this movie. You just had to watch it and understand what was happening. Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3 were all equal. They just made the story just simply, generally went through plainly. But just talking about the characters, Henry, I believe he did a good job, but I'm going to spoil a little bit of Henry's character right now, so if you want to skip over this part, you can. Just skip over a little bit, 30 seconds or something like that, but I'm going to talk about it. Henry in this movie does not talk at all. So if you want to watch this movie, unfortunately, Henry doesn't talk one line in this movie. He just does this. That's Henry communicating. But that didn't hurt me that bad because I've played a number of first-person shooters where the character you play as doesn't talk at all. So I was used to it, as well as the villain. I felt like the villain was good, and he was OP. I'm not getting into the reason why he was OP because I don't want to spoil it, but I felt like that was kind of awkward for the movie, and they could have downgraded him a little bit, but that's whatever. And I felt like everything in the movie felt really, really good. The first person shooter kind of aspect of the film was awesome. It's awesome. I've never seen a movie that did something this cool. I mean, I was just sitting down like this, and I was just like, yeah, that just happened. I mean, he's jumping, he's doing parkour. That's the reason why it's called Hardcore Henry. He's jumping off of things, shooting people, throwing grenades down. Things are blowing up. It's crazy, and it's one of the more cool things I've seen in a movie. It's not the best action I've ever seen in my entire life, but it was cool to watch. I mean, I just sat down and was like, yeah. Everything in this movie I felt did correctly. It's not the best movie I've ever seen, but the cast surrounding Henry made sense. There was characters that I did like, characters I didn't really like, and some characters that just got on my nerves. But the entire story was just general basic, and the first-person shooter element in this film was really, really cool. I mean, you guys, if you like first-person shooter video games, you like movies, you should watch this movie. This movie is great. So I'm gonna give Hardcore Henry a B. Why am I giving it a B? Because there is no rewatch value. I don't really see myself going straight to Best Buy and buying it on Blu-ray. I don't even see myself watching this movie again. And you know, maybe in the future if it's on TV, but I doubt I will watch this movie again. So that's the reason why I give it a B instead of, you know, an A or something like that, because I don't really see myself ever, for any reason, watching this again. I mean, if my friend wants to watch it with me, I probably would say, no. Because you guys, you gotta know that some movies you can watch again, and some movies you don't really want to watch again. But unfortunately, you can't really rewatch this movie, but it's a good time if you haven't seen this movie. So if you guys like this, please click that like button. I do really appreciate it. And guys, thanks so much for the support on this channel. Thanks for watching every single one of my videos. I do really appreciate it. As well as Hardcore Henry. Is it worth watching? It definitely is worth watching. If you're a first-person shooter kind of video game type of that deal kind of fan, you will like this movie. But if you don't like excessive killing and over-the-top blood, violence, and all that, stay away from this movie, because that's only what you get pretty much besides the story. And as well as, I'm saying this right now, the ending is one of the best endings I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I literally, when this movie ended, I was just like, the ending made me feel so good inside. I mean, if you've seen Hardcore Henry, you know what happens at the end, and you might think I'm crazy, but I like the ending. But other than that, I'm gonna stop talking about it. But Hardcore Henry, you should not buy this on Blu-ray. It's not worth buying on Blu-ray. If you're a huge Hardcore Henry fan, then if you have it on Blu-ray, good for you. But it's definitely worth just renting for just watching it once. Not worth watching it a second time. So there you go. And as well as videos in the future. I am so excited to give you guys that NBA 2K17 video with my friend Dakota. I literally cannot wait until this game comes out. Like I you guys, I'm gonna show my anticipation in that video. But as well as weekend series are coming back. Hopefully, they're definitely coming back. They're definitely coming back. As well as the Buffalo Bills play tomorrow on Thursday. So hopefully, I can give you guys review for week 2 on Friday. But I'll let you know, guys, in my Twitter, all that stuff you want. There you go. As well as if you like this and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. That way, I can see you next time.